This is L.V. Smith of Sounds Within. Yes, it's been a long time since we last produced a show, but we were in transition. We were moving, getting new equipment, and we're still growing in the use of the equipment. Hey, it's a brand new world out there. So much to do and learn. We never can be too old to learn in this game. And hey, I'm going to be learning a new film editing system as soon as they're ready to start teaching. So, hey, this episode of Sounds Within, no, we're not going to do any music this time, but we might as well talk about a journey into making music. So what better way to have a guest who's going to become a songwriter and has done some music tracks and videos. I'm speaking of Mr. Michael Bing Bing Taylor. How are you, sir? Welcome to Sounds Within. So we're going to start the show with my usual set of questioning. It throws a lot of people off, and I think they're very simple questions, but I'm going to hit you with it anyway.
Okay.
What makes Bing 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 Bing?
Well, Bing Bing is a name that I chose for myself. It's distinct. It's me, you know. Everything that I do, my ambition, the things that I'm into, the values that I place in things, and that's what makes me me.
So that's what makes Bing 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 Bing. That's what makes Mike. Wonderful. Okay, now as you know, this show is called Sounds Within.
Yeah.
Sound. I always begin with the preamble of the show is from the beginner to the master, from becoming a novelist to a professional, and from playing around with, experimenting with things to create a masterpiece. That's basically what are all the elements of the arts, and our art is sound, right?
Yeah.
Now, for sound, doesn't have to demonstrate now, but what was the very first sound you remember
Hearing in life.
in life? You remember and you says, oh, that's it.
Yeah. As far back as I can remember, I was 4 years old, and I just remember cartoons.
Cartoons.
Yeah, I used to, watch Godzilla. I used to, watch, Justice League, and I mean, as far back as early as I can remember.
Hey,
it was,
that's fine.
Yeah, it was, superpowers and rays being shot and stuff like that.
Yes, that was more like a later period of animation. So, have you seen any old animations? Just out of curiosity. Like Looney Tunes? Or Walt Disney?
Yeah. I mean, I would say Looney Tunes falls into that category for sure.
No, because even though they were playing them then, because they were around since the 30s. So I just want to know, did you see any of the difference in it?
In the sound?
Vision and sound.
Not so much. Not so much. I mean, it's virtually all
Cartoons, right?
Exactly.
Love it, love it, love it. Okay, we're going to go to our next question. Now, what is it, your aspiration that you're driving towards today?
Yeah, I love hip hop music. I love soul music. I love music that moves me, and the guitar is pretty good at that. I do like the piano.
Yes,
I like pretty much all the instruments. You know, I kind of appreciate all of the things that each individual one can do. But the hip hop is what I pursued to try to compose,
Which leads me to my next question. What is the sound that attracted you to where you're going?
Guitar.
Okay,
Guitar and piano.
Okay. Explain how that caught your ear.
Well, you listen to the radio and you hear a lot of guitar beats and piano beats, and knowing, it sounds good. So, I want to be able to create that, because I already know how to write the lyrics. So if I can learn how to, do the chords and just learn how to create my own sound, then I would actually be able to create a masterpiece as opposed to just creating things, I
hear what you're saying. So you basically were attracted to music to put words to music. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And
Okay.
it's a message, you know. Like I everything that I say. Well, I mean, the music is one thing, you know, but what you're saying actually matters, you know, more than anything, because the music is there for the music. You know, you enjoy the music, you appreciate the music, but you know, what you're saying holds just as much weight.
So, like, I noticed in a lot of our music, of our community, we put the emphasis of words, lyrics, voice, and instruments as a background
Yeah.
to help bring out the message to what is trying to be spread.
Right.
Would you agree to that, or espouse upon that a bit?
Oh yeah, absolutely. You know, music, you know, it supplements, you know, the message, and it amplifies the overall, you know, vision that you're trying to portray, so to speak. And you know, they go hand in hand, you know.
Great. Now I'm going to explore a little bit in the past of your attraction to hip hop. What drew you to hip hop and R&B and a lot of our urban sound? What drew you to that?
Well, I've always been a fan of hip hop music and music in general. When I was 11, I was living in Long Beach, and I would always come home and I would write in my little composition book, and there would be little songs.
You mean you kept a journal?
Absolutely, absolutely. Throughout majority of my childhood, as long as I can write, as long as I was able to write, I was keeping a journal.
That is a very powerful tool. Not many of us, and I'm guilty of that, not penning down what I've gone through, and that could be a very instrumental tool.
Yeah, absolutely.
What were some of your thoughts back then?
Well, I didn't start using my journal to write my thoughts till I was maybe 16, 17, when I was actually in a little jam, you know what I mean, where I actually had to use that to vent. But before that, I was just writing my own songs.
So you were composing lyrics at what age?
At 11.
Wow.
Yeah, but it was very elementary, you know. It was this thing where I created, within my own head, I created two different entities. Is the East Siders and the West Siders, you know. And the East Siders will make this music, the West Siders will make this music. I always favorite the West Siders.
Of course.
You know. But you know, I would write, you know, some lyrics for the West Siders and the East Siders, and in my head, they would be battling, you know, for songs.
What were they battling about? I'm just now fascinated by this.
Yeah, well, I mean, back then I didn't really have any substance. You know what I mean?
What do you mean?
I didn't really have nothing to go off of. So the lyrics that I was writing, they weren't really where I am now at all.
Of course.
So they were just like, you know, things that sounded good, things that sounded tight. I was actually experimenting with lyrics before I even knew it, you know. And so when I was 15, you know, I was inspired by, you know, a mainstream rapper, and he came out with a track that had, you know, 300 bars.
Who was that?
I was rapper The Game from Compton. He dropped 300 bars, and once I heard that, I became, it moved me to start writing my own lyrics. So I wrote my own 300 bars, which came out to 500 bars, you know, in you know, like that, you know what I mean? And that's when I started really like trying to write lyrics.
Wow.
Seriously.
Wow, that is incredible.
Yeah.
And we're going to give just a tease right now, because we're going to move in our next episode. We're going to talk about what are your aspirations to do in the right now in the present, and what you're doing. And we're going to find out who your mentors are and where you're planning to go. But we're going to save that for the next episode. We're going to pause now for a PSA.
Okay.
Plastic ones last longer.
Pork bellies closed steady due to speculation that demand for bacon-related products.
Read me this one, Daddy.
Okay, honey. The less art kids get, the more it shows. Are yours getting enough? Art. Ask for more. AmericansForTheArts.org.
I'm principal of a new kind of public school. It's open up to 15 hours a day, year-round. Our teachers have more time to teach. Our students are better prepared to learn. There's just one problem. We can't get the kids to go home.
Find out how your school can be more like this one. Call 1-877-LOVE-TO-LEARN.
Read me this one, Daddy.
Okay, honey.
The less art kids get, the more it shows. Are yours getting enough? Art. Ask for more.
Hey, it's L.V. Smith of Sounds Within. Today in the house we have Michael Bing Bing Taylor, who's here to talk about his journey. And what is your journey that you're out to pursue?
Well, what started out as, just a simple pursuing of music turned into me wanting to change the world or just make a positive difference in the world.
So what are you out to do?
Spread positive messages to the young people out there.
So what profession are you going to do that?
I believe the music would be
So you're going to
the
use
instrument.
music?
Yeah, the tool to convey that to the youth.
So what are you going to do in the world of music?
I plan on, composing my own music by using instruments as opposed to just working with beat makers or producers, I plan on being my own, I'll create my own sound, my own lyrics, my own everything.
So you can be more like a songwriter, so
Yeah.
to speak.
Yeah.
Great. Okay.
More versatile.
Yeah. Okay. Musician, songwriter. How's
Yeah,
that?
absolutely.
Okay. You going to sing too?
I do some harmonizing,
So you're
but,
going to use. So you're going to produce and
yeah.
do that. Oh.
I might take some voice training, vocal training,
Of course.
if you will. Maybe later, but yeah, I wouldn't count it out.
So what are you doing now towards that journey?
Right now, I'm trying to work on getting all my business stuff in order, which is, the whole publishing thing, before I just start working on stuff and putting it out. Because the things I work on, I'm always ready to just put it out. So, from magazines to, newsletters to, my own little TV shows and stuff like that, that's a little sidebar to, this extracurricular stuff to the overall music package. That,
We got to find about this because I've always been fascinated of the music industry, but been intimidated and got cold feet. And
Yeah.
so maybe you could tell what that entails. You mentioned the business end of
Yeah.
music. What does that entail?
Yeah, well, I'm still learning now.
Now, what is it?
I have realized that the industry, they don't look for artists. They don't care for the journey of the artist. They just want a product. The product that does this, and this, and they can really care about how far you've come. They can care less about that. And I kind of want to change that. I want to start my own publishing company where I can be the medium for other local artists. Trying to get their stuff out there.
So what you're saying is, what is happening now in the music industry, which I even noticed way back when, is that they want products, not so much art. They want a product to attract profit.
Exactly.
And you say, no, let's go back home.
Yeah.
And
I
let's,
actually have, if I may,
No,
I actually have a different ideal.
what do you mean?
Me personally, and maybe I may be wrong for lack of experience, but from where I'm sitting now, I feel like record labels should be nonprofit organizations. You know what I mean? And artists should, come to the record label, and every artist should deserve an opportunity to get started. And, the record labels will get their money from their sponsors and everyone who wants to keep that thing going. You know what I mean? It shouldn't be about how much money I can make you. You know what I mean? Because my whole thing is, I know how to conduct myself amongst men, but I'm not like mathematical or like a businessman. I'm not the thing that frustrates me the most is I can't keep a law from keeping me from putting out something that moves me, a song that I make that moves me. I got to put that out because it comes from such an exclusive place, and I need to be able to put that out, if I need to. So I just feel like, the artists, the people, we should, take back the music,
Amen to that. I mean, I feel a lot of times, and you mentioned something very crucial. It's that little 5-letter word called local.
Yeah.
And there's so many talented people
Yeah.
in our local area, Pasadena and
Yes.
Altadena. And we used to throw in LA and other places too, but
Right.
we're focusing on the local area, our local,
Yeah.
and no one knows of them.
Exactly.
Like for instance, we have my acting running manager, Danny Hess, who's a monster of a guitarist, and he has a great group called the Subs.
Yeah.
But how many people know about him?
You talking Danny? Danny?
Danny.
Oh, Danny. Big shout out Danny.
Yeah, big shout out on that. Well, anyways, so you brought up about the thing about the business and where you're learning about in
Well, just how
music,
it works.
how
you know.
it works. What are you doing right now to get there?
Well, I'm trying to figure out how, you know, to properly, you know, get my name established as far, because, you know, like, you know, big artists, whether it's Jimi Hendrix or whether it's Rihanna or Eminem or whatever, their names are businesses. You know, the name Eminem is a LLC. It's a corporation. It's something that can receive profits. And so I'm trying to learn the proper procedures to get that set so I can, you know, move.
So you're trying to get a calling card where your name will attract the business.
Yeah. Oh, well, just set myself up to receive.
Receive the
Because
business.
I do the marketing thing. The marketing, that's one thing. You know,
What is involved in marketing?
marketing? You know, I do a lot of guerrilla marketing. You know,
What is guerrilla marketing?
guerrilla marketing is, you know, going online, shooting it straight, or, you know, putting a flyer on a mailbox. You know what I mean, or a newspaper box that's right there. You know, on the intersection where people come to that red light, and if they look over, bam, there you are. You know.
So so you use means of publication,
Yes.
and then you use online soliciting
Yeah.
of your name or
Yeah.
promotion, I
Yeah.
should use that word.
Marketing, you know, there's still things I have to learn about marketing, but it's all, for the most part, it's practical thinking. You know, it's cause and effect. If I do this, it'll have this outcome. But you also have to be mindful of, you know, how the people receive it. You know what I mean? Because
Indeed.
if they receive it wrong, then yeah, it might reach them, but now they're turned off by it. You know, they can
Yes.
be. You know, so
Yes.
that's a critical point that I'm learning in marketing right now.
That's something that you're the first person to come on the show and tell me about marketing. Well, other people did talk about it,
Yeah.
but to make it understood, putting your name out in the public to be attracted.
Right.
And you said the bright side of that is what?
Somewhat instant gratification, kind of. I've been doing guerrilla marketing in Pasadena for maybe 5 years, more or less.
Wow.
And I would say right now, you know, I can just walk up the street and you know, people shake my hand. You know, just like yesterday, I was walking up Los Robles, and this one fan, you know, or this guy I know from around the way, he sees me and he stops me and he's like, "Hey man, I feel the stardom. I see you." And, you know, I appreciated that, but I was like, man, I'm still in the same position. I mean, you got $1, bro? You know? So it was just kind of weird how, I mean, that's the effect, that's the result I'm getting. I'm getting, people are knowing of me, but there's still something that has to happen on the business end for my situation to change, you know, and evolve.
Yes, I had a guest from AdSpace, Mohammed Shir Mohammadi, who's speaking the same thing. And so that is so crucial to get recognition for the first step. And that's great that you're breaking this down. So for those who are trying to get in that recognition to get that deal,
Right.
be it in movies or
Right.
record making or music.
Well, see, I do online marketing and street marketing so much that I always come to a point where it's like I got to do something else because I've done that already. So I've done, you know, as of late, you know, I've done like some pretty extreme events. I've done like 21+ mile walks through like, you know, dangerous territories. And I ran the LA Marathon this year.
Hey,
you know,
wonderful.
because, you know, I'm thinking like, because I do have it in me to do great things for myself and other people, I do feel like that's marketing too. You know what I mean? Like that's gonna put me out there even more. If I run the LA Marathon, oh, he did
Yes.
that. Okay.
Yes.
If I walk 39 miles for breast cancer awareness, that's marketing. That's, you know, putting myself out there. So I'm taking it to the extreme. You know?
Okay, briefly, what are some of the down or negatives of guerrilla marketing?
Depending on what you do, you can be labeled a vandal. You know what I mean? And vandalism is illegal.
Yeah. Oh, because of the sticker thing.
Yeah. But I use tape, so they can tear it down, and it's all good. And that's pretty much, but for me personally, I have to deal with it being taken down. And sometimes I don't know how to receive that, you know what I mean? Because I feel like, for who I am, I should be able to, put
Great.
myself out there.
We're going to come back in the next episode to talk about what's going to happen in the future.
Cool.
PSA.
Okay.
Plastic ones last longer.
Pork bellies close steady due to speculation that demand for bacon-related products.
Read me this one, Daddy.
Okay, honey. The less art kids get, the more it shows. Are yours getting enough? Art. Ask for more. AmericansForTheArts.org.
I'm principal of a new kind of public school. It's open up to 15 hours a day, year-round. Our teachers have more time to teach. Our students are better prepared to learn. There's just one problem. We can't get the kids to go.
Hi, this is LV Smith of Sounds Within of the Arroyo Channel. And we have our guest, Michael Bing Taylor here. We're discussing the ups and downs in getting marketing in the industry. So you were talking about what were some of the challenges in the industry. So you want to finish your thought on that real quick?
Yeah, well, first off, I'm not in the industry yet, so I'm still kind of on the local
okay.
level, and that's where the whole business aspect's coming in right now. But one thing I will say is that my experience as a local artist in Pasadena has been a real struggle, not only for myself, but for the other local artists around town. And, I just find it frustrating how a lot of the local publications, the local mainstream publications and media in Pasadena, tend to ignore the true essence of the city. And the city of Pasadena will be the first ones to tell you that, the heart and soul of the city is in the Northwest. And, yet again, a lot of the artists here, they don't have that avenue, to even just impact their community,
Indeed.
And I believe every local artist should at least have an opportunity, to, perform for their community and whatnot. And then that's where I come in. I started this thing called Pasadena Music Scene. And with that, I go around and I document other local artists by way of interviews, putting them in the publication, attending their events, just doing the whole local thing. And I'm modeling it behind Seattle's music scene, because Seattle has a very, I don't know really what's going on up there because I haven't been up there yet, but they represent it well.
Yes.
Yeah.
You got to be a guest sometime and bring some of those projects to share. Would you be willing to come
absolutely.
back? Okay,
Yeah.
we're going to talk about it a little later.
Yeah.
Now, what are you going to be doing, let's say, down the road?
I really want to invest in my publication. It's called the Wilson Block Magazine. And with that, we do artist development, business marketing, and social awareness. And
Wow.
with that, I plan on paving the way for the now and next generation of local artists.
Wow, so here you're doing, what is it called again?
The
awareness?
Wilson Block
The Wilson
magazine.
Block.
Yeah.
Okay, can you tell real quickly, how did this begin?
The Wilson Block stems from Wilson Avenue in Pasadena. It's 3 blocks east of Lake.
Yes.
I grew up there on Wilson between Claremont and Bell Street, right by McDonald Park.
So that's where it began.
That's where it began.
That is, I never knew that.
Yeah.
Well, we have this demon called time creeping up on us. So everybody talks about that famous minute or 30 seconds in time to a minute.
Yeah.
There's your camera right there. What advice do you have for those who aspire to do what Bing is doing now?
Yeah. To all the young people out there, to all the people who really want to get started in something that they love doing, no matter what it is, first it's good that you know who you are, know what your strengths are, know what your weaknesses are. And it's okay to be influenced by people. It's great to be inspired, but I would like to encourage all the young people out there to be you. You know what I mean? It's okay to be influenced. If you like Beyonce, that's cool. If you like Jay-Z, that's cool. But start your legacy. You know what I mean? And because there's going to be another generation coming behind you, looking up to you. So it's very important that you know, you put in perspective exactly what you want to do and go for it, you know, because, and the most important thing, stay positive, you know, because if you're mad, you're only hurting yourself. So, you know, that's the words I have for the up and coming, you know, local artists and those aspiring to do the things they love.
You just touched on something, and it's so great hearing, because like speaking of myself as a youth, I did not see myself having an impact on anyone. I was marked by family members to be the loser, while others were picked to be the successor. So to go through life and the things I accomplish and to see and be contacted, I know exactly what you're saying right there. Be positive and hopeful.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Exactly.
Now,
And these are the things that I'm exercising as I go along.
beautiful. I'm learning from you. How can people get in contact with you?
You could check me out on Instagram, the Bing Bing, THABING, BING. That's all one word. We have PasadenaMusicScene.com, thewilsonblock.net. That's THA Wilsonblock, all one word, .net. And you can call me on my Google number, 626-817-6978. I talk to all my fans, and I'm very hands-on.
Love it.
Yeah.
This was Michael Bing Bing Taylor on the Sounds Within show. I'm LV Smith. We're going to be doing more episodes, so if you want to be on the show, watch the end credits. You will find out how to get in contact, and we'll be looking for you. So do stay positive. Invest in yourself. Believe in yourself. Love yourself. Catch you again on Sounds Within.
Sound, a group of vibrations, things that can be heard. Sound can influence the way we communicate in the world with